into Game 2 of the Columbus Catholic Tournament. As the Lancers losing their first game in 2 sets, 25-21 and 25-11 against Loyal. Loyal just beat Crandon on this court, so Loyal is now 2-0 in the tournament. They will take on Lakeland in the next game on this court. And Lancers will move back to court 3, which is where we were before, take on Crandon. Lancers now 8-8 on the year, playing against the Lakeland Thunderbirds, who are currently 13-5, ranked 83rd in Wisconsin. One of the best teams here in this tournament, as they already beat Crandon earlier today in their first game. So they are 1-0 in the tournament. Lancers being 0-1, looking for their first win, as Luke will start off serving. Looking from the back, going to set it quickly. And a lift on the Thunderbirds as the Lancers take a 1-0 lead to start. The back receives cleanly, going to set one quickly center to the corner and drops it down. Finishes in on either side as the Birds tie it up at 1. Back to serve, number 15. Down the line, sliding safe from Luke. Thompson will send one across for Radical, and she'll finish one off back to the corner. 2-1, Lancers get the serve back as Schaller enters in for Starland, and Thompson heads back to serve. To the corner to Ty. Sends one back up to her coming in. Thompson sends one close to the net, sent right back, but into the net. As the Lancers go up by 2, 3-1. Lancers start off strong here. Both these teams did get a break, so both coming off about an hour of rest. As this one's bumped back across and into the net once again. Thunderbirds struggling here early as they go down by 3, 4-1. Across, and someone quickly center. Radical gets up, tipped across by Koenig. Down to the wrong side, no Lancer there to get it. So Thunderbirds get it back within 2. 1 and 3 will enter for 8 and 6. And number 1 heading back to serve. Right to Leduc, and Schaller running over. Probably should have hit that. No one there behind her. She's trying to get in position. It ends up going down as an ace for the Thunderbirds. They bring up now within 1, 4-3. Back, right to Gurgle. Thompson's over to get it up for Radical. Tipped at the net. And on the Thunderbirds side, regardless, they were in the net. As the Lancers go up now by 2, 5-3. With Bartles and Quaid entering in for Gurgle and Koenig. And Bartles now heading back to serve. Going to go right back to the Thunderbirds as they bring it back within 1, 5-4. Back into the Duke. Bartles is back, sends it back into play, and Radical will bump it over. Saving a set quickly center. No one there like block. Right to the hands of Duke. Thompson back up for Quaid. Tipped the net and handled. Back set left side. And Schaller on a dive, can't get underneath it. As the game ties it up at 5. And a chance for the Thunderbirds to take their first lead of the game. To the back, Bartles right there to get it. Thompson sets it quickly for Radical, and she'll knock one down in the back line. Beautifully done from Thompson and Radical. As the Lancers maintain a 1-point lead, 6-5, with Radical heading back to serve. Right to Rivero. Sets one across right side. Back line, diving save from Radical. Thompson sets one back up for Quaid. Good spot to the corner and drops down. 7-5, the Lancers up 2 as Radical heads back once again. the lead cut down to 1. Radical got out of her normal serving routine and ended up sending it short. Starlin is back in for Schaller, with the Thunderbirds having a chance to tie. Down the line, Starlin right there. Thompson set one across for LeDuc. Blocked the net, racking it from Radical. Thunderbirds in the nets. And the Lancers back up by 2, 8-6. With now Starlin heading back to serve. Spot sliding save by Olivero, sent back across right side, touches the back line. Thompson back for LeDuc. Blocked at the net, Radical can't get up in time. And the Thunderbirds back within 1, 8-7. Couple subs in, including number 8, who will head back to serve for the Thunderbirds. Down the line, LeDuc is there, back to the Lakeland side. Set quickly center, through the hands of Thompson and out of play. Regardless, Lancers in the nets. As Lakeland will tie it up now at 8. Still looking for their first lead of the set. Here's number 8 back to do it. See by LeDuc. Starlin sets it up for LeDuc. Blocked at the net, onto the Thunderbird side, back to the Lancer side. Radical right there to get it. Set up quickly center for Thompson, good touch. Sent back high and across, right side. To the back, Radical on the run, gonna get it back in the air. Starlin across for LeDuc. Good touch over the block, tipped twice, and back over. Starlin back for Quaid. Cross court, tipped out of play. Lancers end up getting it done, and they maintain a 1-point lead, 9-8. As Gergelin is in for Quaid, and it'll be Gergel back to serve. Back to C center. Sick across right side. Cross court high in the air from Gergel. Radical back up for Thompson. Too close to the net. As the game ties itself back up at 9. Tough play from Radical. Trying to get it up for Thompson. The Thunderbirds get another chance to take a lead. Looking for double digits here. Received by LeDuc. Set up for Bartles. Saving the back, sent back up into play. And for Radical, missing an occasion from Radical and Thompson. Radical and Thompson going to go for it, decided to go for it a little bit too late. As Lakeland takes a 1-point lead, 10-9 here in the first set. Miss hit off the top of the net, would have been out of play, even went over. As the Lancers tied right back up at 10 as Koenig is in for Bartles. And it'll be LeDuc back to serve for the second time tonight. Sends one center, bump back. On the run, sent right back by Thompson. And the Lancers right back up by 1, 11-10. So the Lancers have been their strongest with LeDuc serving. And Radical and Thompson both up front as Radical sends that one long. And the game ties up at 11. Back, offensive LeDuc. Radical not going to make it in time. As an ace for Lakeland brings them up by 1, 12-11. Back, received cleanly by LeDuc. Thompson will send one back for Koenig. The back line out of play. And the Thunderbirds take their largest lead, 13-11. Seibel going to enter in for LeDuc. Number 15 will continue to serve, riding a 3-0 run. Straight center for Starlin. Couldn't get it high enough and far away from her. As Northern runs in to try to save it, ends up just sending it off into the Lancer bench. As the Thunderbirds trying to get settled in here. They got a 3-point lead, 14-11, riding a 4-0 run. That corner off of Seibel. Koenig sends one back up high for Thompson. Saved Saved in the back, sent back high, right side. On a standstill to Gurgle. Thompson up for Radical. Blocked at the net, still in there to get it. And a 4-point Thunderbird lead, 15-11. Back to Starlin. Thompson across for Radical. Down the line was a touch. And it was not. Ended up sending it out of play. And a timeout by the Lancers. A 6-0 run for the Thunderbirds. 16-11. They're up 5 here in the first set. Back to the timeout. 16-11, a 5-point lead for the Thunderbirds. Was close. Lancers had a 1-point lead, 11-10, but now a 6-0 run for Lakeland. Has them up 5 here in the first set. Thompson bumping across for Radical. Tipped at the net, diving save, tips it back up and over. Starlin right there to get it. Again for Radical. Fading away, good spot. Drops it down under a diving number 8. As the Lancers bring it back within 4, 16-12. Schaller in for Starland. And it'll be Thompson back to serve. The back, couldn't decide what to do with it. Wanted to bump it, tried to set it, ended up trying it too late. Off her hands and into the back curtain. As an ace for Thompson brings them back within 3. And the Lancers going to run of their own. Flushed up for Thompson's last ace. Diving save, and it'll be another. Back to back for Thompson. And it's a 2-point game. She knocked down 3 in a row. In the back corner, this time received cleanly. Set up across right side. Tipped at the net. Lunging save from Radical. Thompson back up for Radical. Saved a little there in the back. Back across right side again. Blocked at the net, but onto the Lancer side. As the Thunderbirds go back up by 3, 17-14. With number 1 entering in and heading back to serve. And Larson in for Koenig. The back corner, Radical sends it across for Thompson. Back up quickly for Radical, so we'll take a stop, just a touch over. To the backside was there. Thompson back up for Radical again. Full swing, block to the back. Thompson right there. Radical going to tip it back over. Lancers trying to get back in position. Set back across, right side. Blocked at the net by Larson. Back across, Thompson back in the air. Across for Radical. Blocked to the Lancers side and drops it down. 18-14, Lancers couldn't quite get it done. As the Thunderbirds right back up by 4. With number 1 back to serve. Right to Radical once again. Thompson across for Radical. To the back corner and out of play. 19-14 is back to a 5-point Thunderbird lead. Lancers got it close. Now Thunderbirds on a run once again. Off the hands of Sturgill. Back up across for Thompson over the net. Taking it back by Lavera. Gonna set one quickly. Center. Good touch. Thompson right there. And Lancers in the net once again. And now down 6, 20-14. Sturgill, a line drive out of play. 21-14, a 7-point Lakeland lead. Back and let it go, and that's out of play. The Lancers bring it back within 6, 21-15. Quaid and Bartles eliminating for Girdle and Larson. And it'll be Bartles back to serve. Lancers need to go on a run here. Had a 11-10. Since then, a 10-4 run. 11-4 run for the Thunderbirds. As a diving save on the second hit, gonna let him just touch it over. Thompson right there to get it. Set up across for Radical. Good touch, and she'll drop one down off the side of the block. A few inches in on that sideline as the Lancers bring it back within 5. Good spot, diving save, sets it back across left side. To the back, Thompson there. Shoulder across. Radical's gonna bump it along the net. Miscommunication, 2 Thunderbirds collide, and the Lancers within 4. Off the serve, gonna set it across left side. Good touch on that. Thompson right there, back to the side, but out of play. Thunderbirds go back up 5-5, 22-17. Number 5 back in with number 7 back to serve. Just 3 points away from taking this first set. Down the line, side to circle. So now Thompson sends one back high. Quaid from the back to the back line, out of play. And the Thunderbirds now just 2 points away, up 23-17. Bartles, Thompson sets enough release for Radical. The back got to play untouched. And the Thunderbirds a chance to end it here. 24-17, Lancers had a lead, kept it close. Now the Thunderbirds pulled away, and they're now 1 point away from ending it. To the back, Bartles sends one back to the side, sent right back, Radical on a dive, Thompson back in the air for Quaid. Along the net, sets back high, in the back, miscommunication's going to have to bump it over. Thompson back up for Radical. Dropping it down on the back line to keep hope alive. 24-18. And the Radical back going to need 6 straight to keep this one going. Luke back in for Seibel. 24-18 currently. Nice spot to the corner. Just touched over Radical on a slide. Back in the air from Bartles. And Thompson up to the back. Saving set across right side, cross court. Radical can't get underneath. And that'll end the set, 25-18. And they are going to switch sides this time. We will see you in 3 minutes for the second set. Lancers dropped the first one, 25-18, as the Thunderbirds ended on a 15-7 run. the second set. Lancers dropping the first one 25-17. Lakeland just one set away from taking the second set and setting up a perfect matchup with Royal coming up next. Sent right back by number 15. As the Thunderbirds start out strong with a 1-0 lead, struggle to get started in that first set, end up going down by as many as 4 before pulling it together as the double digits started. They'll start off with a 1-0 lead here, still serving. Back, off hands of the Duke, sent across by Starland. And Thompson gonna just touch it over, but that'll go down with a lift. Nope, in the net. In the net by the Thunderbirds. As the Lancers tied up at 1. And Luke now back to serve for the lead. Into the net. Now right back to Lakeland. And now 15 now back to serve. Long, and it's going to go right back to the Lancers. Couple of drop serves to see what Thompson has to do with it here. Scheller in for Starland. Thompson got that one in, even better, it's an ace. Off the hands of 11, straight to the ground. Lancers go up by 1, 3-2. Steps it up quickly center, bad spot, into the net. Lancers go up by 2, 4-2. Thompson to the back, and they set one high. Back up left side, cross court to the hands of Gurgle. Luke back up into play, and Thompson will bump it over. To the back with Libero. Across right side, cross court to the hands of Thompson. Larson back up. Scheller got to step back and bump it over. Set across left side. Down the line and drops it down into the hands of Thompson. 4-3, they bring it back within 1. As number 4 will enter, and they'll head back to serve. Chance to tie it up here for the Thunderbirds. Back to see by Radical. Thompson puts him back up for Radical. Good touch. Number 4 was ready. Sets him back up quickly. Brings the net. Thompson can't get underneath it. The game now tied at 4. The hands of the Duke. Radical on the run, going to pump it back up for Larson. To bump one high and over. Miscommunication. Had an easy receive. 11 and 3 collided. Ends up dropping down to the floor. As the Lancers maintain a 1-point lead. 5-4 with Bartles and Quaitering in for Larson and Gurgle. And Bartles heading back to serve. Back, set high. Back right side. And too far out of play. Can't be sent back. Lancers up by 2, 6-4. Bartles back center. Set quickly left side. To the net. Bartles lets it go. Didn't realize it was touched. As the Lancer lead cut down to 1. 5 will enter, and it'll be 7 back to serve. Another chance to tie for the Thunderbirds. Scheller sends one back up, and that'll be a lift. Tried to step back and set it. Probably should have just bumped it. As the game ties up at 6, and the Thunderbirds with a chance to take a lead. 7-6, Lancers go up by 1 as Radical heads back to serve. Back receive cleanly, gonna set one up left side off the net. Diving save from Bartles. Sends a line drive to the floor, no one there to get it. So ties back up to 7. Starling back in for Scheller, and it'll be the Libero number 2 back to serve. Once again, a chance for a Lakeland lead. Still on top of that line drive, Luke back in the air, and it'll be played over the net. Kneeling save, going to set one up quickly, blocked at the net, but out of play. As the Thunderbirds go up by 1, 8-7. Down the line, Starlin sends one back high. Thompson will bump it back for Radical on a standstill. Set quickly center, tips it down the line. Leduc is there, Quaid back over the net. Received by the libero, set across left side, down the line, someone's in the nets, and it's the Thunderbirds. So the game ties up at 8 with Starlin heading back to serve, trying to regain a Lancer lead. Same score we had last set with the game tied at 8. Running save in the back, gonna set one quickly, bad spots, and gonna bump it over. Radical right there, big chance for the Lancers. Set up for Thompson, blocked at the net, back high from Radical. Back across to Leduc. Cross court, lunging safe. Set quickly center. Good touch. So Quaid is there. Back up for Quaid. Get it back. As the Thunderbirds go up by 1, 9-8. And it'll be number 1 now back to serve, trying to find double digits for the Thunderbirds. Received by Radical. Set up quickly for Leduc. Cross court. That one close to the stands and not going to be able to be saved. Not a lot of room from the out of bounds line to the bleachers. In a different setting, might have had a chance on it. Ends up the game tied with Girdle heading back to serve, heading again for Quaid. Kneeling save. Sets one up center. Down the line, and it's handled off the hands of Radical and out of play. Thunderbirds get it right back with a 1-point lead, 10-9. Number 11 will enter in. And the ball will be fetched from court 3. And it's back. And number 11 will be heading back to serve. Leduc. Starlin up for Thompson, blocked the net, but onto the Thunderbird side, tipped twice and gonna get it over. Bartles right there. Starlin back up for Thompson again. Down the back line and drops it down. Ties the game up at 10 as Leduc heads back to serve. Larson can enter in for Bartles. She's starting to become a normal rotation in this game. Center by the libero, going to set one across into the nets. Lancers back up by 1, 11-10. This is exactly where things went wrong for the Lancers last set. Thunderbirds went on a 6-0 run to go up 16-11. Lancers never came back from it. We'll see what they do with it here. 11-10 for the second time. Set back, right side, across court, tipped and drops it down. And the game now tied at 11. And number 15 back to serve for Lakeland. Trying to give them that lead, hoping to do what they did last set. And going a nice little run here. Back, receive Leduc. Thompson across for Radical. Blocks the net. Radical tips it back high. Larson back in the air for Thompson. And she'll bump it over to keep it alive. Come back up left side. Tip at the net. Leduc will run up to get it. Thompson set up quickly for Radical. Good touch, running save. Set back up left side again, and tipped to the net again, received by Starland. Thompson all the way across for Radical. And she'll finish it off the hands number 7, not hard enough for anyone else to get it. And the Lancers go up 12-11. Charlotte will enter in as Thompson's back to serve. That felt like a big point for the Lancers. See if they can do something with it here. Received cleanly. Set back high. That one off the backboard. Can it be sent over? Yes, it can. Received by Leduc. Sent across for Radical. Blocked into the pole. Regardless, that was going out of play. As the Lancers go up by 2, 13-11. And it's Thompson back once again. Back middle, line drive under the net. Another ace for Thompson. She's had a few of those today. 14-11, Lancers up by 3. Thompson, can she keep it going? Gonna go right back to the middle. Set right side, cross court out of play, untouched by the Lancers. And they're up by 4, 15-11, and a timeout by Lakeland. 4-point Lancer lead, 15-11 here in the second set, trying to force a third. Back from the timeout. Lancers on a nice little run here. Thompson with a couple of aces in it. 15-11 is the score. As Lancers trying to force a third set. Go back to Steve cleanly. Check quickly, center. Down the line, it drops it down. Good spot, and the Thunderbirds break the run and bring themselves back within 3. 15-12. And number 4 back to serve for the Thunderbirds. Sent high by Radical. Set across for Radical and into the net. And 13 now within 2. To the back, Luke sends one high. Back. A line drive for Lance's bags. No one there to get it. Miscommunication in that back row. As the Lancer lead cut down to 1. See sent by Radical. Set back for Larson, touches back to the net, sent right back to Lancer's side. Back up for Radical, fading away. Tipped and drops down. Nicely done from Radical to hang in the air, find a good spot, and get the serve back to the Lancers with Bartle centering in, 16-14. Back corner, sent high. Back across left side. To the back, Luke was there. Up for Radical, so just touch it over. One's in safe, set across left side again. Good touch, tipped back high by Thompson. Across for Radical. Tip at the net, it drops it down. 17-14, the Lancers back up by 3. And it'll be Bartles back once again. Down the line, good spot. As the Lancers go up by 4, 18-14 off an ace from Bartles. And right back to the corner. Receive tie, close to the net, and just touched over. Receive cleaning by Bartles. Thompson across for Radical. Good spot, high to the ceiling, won't touch. And they're going to say Thunderbirds in the net. That was number 10. Oh, 11. As the Lancers keeping it going, up by 5, 19-14. Target up in the back, and it's set up quickly. Step back to get it. See by Radical. Chance for Lancers here. Up for Quaid into the net. And the run ends as the Lancer lead cut down to 4. 5 in for 11. And it'll be number 7 back to serve. back received by Leduc, close to the net. Thompson trying to save it off the net, can't do it. Thunderbirds bring within 3, 19-16. Just can't let them go on too many runs. Kind of keep separation. Get points where they can. Just 6 points away. Received by Radical. Set up for Radical. Line drive under the net. Radical out of nowhere puts them into the 20s, up by 4. And it'll be Radical back to serve for the Lancers. Long way to go with it. Running save by Bartles. Back to the Lakeland side. Set back across right side. Blocked by Leduc. Tipped off the net. Back in the air. And they're going to say that was 4 hits on the Thunderbirds. They're going to say it wasn't touched by Leduc the first time. So it'll be Lancer point. They go back up by 5 and are now just 4 points away. Receive center. Backpedaling and to set one up. Good spot, tip high from Radical, back across for Leduc. Tipped at the net, diving save back in the air, set across left side. Good touch, diving save again, bumped back up by Quaid. Across the left side, along the net line, and out of play on the Lakeland side. Last touch by Shala. 21-17. As the Thunderbirds bring it back within 4, the libero number 2 heading back to serve. Starling. Thompson up for Luke. Back to the back line. Across left side. Good touch, tipped in the air. Thompson back up. Starling will summon across Luke again. Skinneloff turnover. Set back. Has to run over to get it. Tipped in the air. Back off the hands of Radical and out of play. As the Thunderbirds bring it within 3. 21-18. The hands of Bartles. Thompson sets it up center for Quaid. To the back line, out of play. And the lead cuts down to 2, 21-19. Thunderbirds trying to limit the run here. They've brought it closer. Trying to put the pressure on him. Back received by Bartles. Thompson back up for Leduc. Tipped at the net, sent back high. Sends one back, and beautiful spot right on the line. And the Thunderbirds now with a chance to tie 21-20. Receive tie in the back. Radical going to send one back into play. And bumped over by Quaid, tipped right back in the air. Quaid going to try to send it over and into the net. We're tied at 21 and a timeout by the Lancers. After the timeout, game tied at 21. Lancers had a 6-point lead, and now it is back even. Here in the final few points of this set, Lakeland riding a 5-0 run. With number 2 still serving, now looking for a lead. Received by Radical. Thompson back up high for Quaid. Just going to get it over. Bump back up. Back row. It's going to touch to the back. Bartles is there. Chance for Lancers here. Across to Leduc. Tipped it to the net. Lunging save in the back, and they send it back across. And right to the hands of Radical. Back across Leduc again. Snaps it, touch it over. Someone's in the net, and it's Leduc. 22-21. The Thunderbirds now up by 1. back, received by Bartles. Sets it across for Leduc. Blocking the nets. And the Lancers tied up at 22. End the run, but not before their lead disappears. Does have a tie game. But still 3 points away from taking the second set and forcing a third. It'll be Starlin back to serve for the Lancers. Receive center. On the run, going to send one back high. Long way to go. Going to loft it up and over. Out of play, untouched by the Lancers. Radical jumped out of the way. Bartles jumped out of the way. Neither of them touched it, and it goes just far enough, but an inch off that back line. As the Lancers go up by 1, 23-22. Back. And miscommunication by 4 and 3. Lancers go up by 2, 24-22, and now just 1 point away. Had a lead, lost it, got it back tied, now have taken a lead, and a chance to force the third set here. Starlin to the back. Set up on the run. Tipped at the net by Thompson, who ends up rolling down to the Lancers side as the Thunderbirds will have a chance to tie it up at 24. Needs just 1 point to keep this one going. 24-23 here in the second set after the Lancers dropped the first one. And it'll be number 1 back to do it. To the back. Bartles back up in the air. Running save by Starlin. Luke from the back to the back corner. Sent high off the backboard. Back in the air. And it'll be bumped over. Radical there to get it. Clean set for Thompson. Into the nets. And we're tied at 24. And now a big deciding point here. Lance had 2 chances to win it. Now back to Bartles. Starlin up for Thompson. To the back, out of play. And the Thunderbirds all the way back asking for a touch of the Lancers. They're not going to get it, and a timeout by the Lancers. Had a 24-22 lead. And now a 3-0 run for the Thunderbirds. They're up by 1, 25-24, just 1 point away from taking this one in 2. And now a discussion at the net. We'll see if they call it a touch and if they'll change the call or not. Lancers wanted it. And it doesn't look like they're going to get it. (25-24). Lancers dropped the first set 25-17. Played a lot better in this one. Have struggled at times, losing some big leads, especially now. As Thunderbirds will have a chance to win it here. To the back, received by Radical. Back up for Leduc. Good touch to the back, and drops it down on the line. Leduc keeps him alive once again, and we're tied at 25. Gurgle now in for Quaid, and it'll be Gurgle back to serve. The big deciding point here. Winner will have a chance to serve for the win. Both teams have had their chances to win. This one to the back corner. Set up center. To the back. Out of play. And the Lancers go up 1, 26-25. And now Gurgle a chance to win it for the Lancers once again. To the back, received cleanly. Set across left side. To the back, tip tie from Radical. Center back again, but out of play. 27-25, we are heading to a third set. Lancers hold on and force a third against Lakeland. And they will do a coin toss. It'll be the 15. We'll see if they switch sides. Possibly they will. We'll be back in 3 minutes for that third set. First to 15 will take it as the Lancers look for their first win of the tournament, trying to give Lakeland their first loss of the tournament as well. are back for the third and final set. Teams will stay on the same side as Lakeland won the serve. Lancers scored for their first win. Got their first set win just moments ago, 27-25 after losing the first one, 25-17. The number 12 starting off the serving into the net. And the Lancers up 1 to start. And it'll be Leduc back to serve for the Lancers, trying to ride the momentum in that last set. Lancers send one to the corner, set up quickly center to the back, sent high by Leduc. Larson up for Radical fading away. Receiving set back, right side, into the net again. And the Lancers go up by 2. Lancers have started strong in both of these sets. They've kept it close in all of them. Just struggled late. As once again, starting off strong here with a 2-0 lead. Set up quickly center. And good spot under the hands of a sliding Gurgle. As Lakeland gets it back within 1, 2-1. 9 understand, and it'll be 15 back to serve, trying to tie this one up. Watching the back, Luke is there. Thompson all the way across for Radical. Switches hands, sends one high off the touch of the net. Back across, and he'll touch it over. Tipped across. Radical back in the air. Sterling going to get it back to the corner. Line drive to the net. Can't be saved off it. And the Lions just go up by 2-3-1. Schaller will enter in, and it'll be Thompson back to serve for the Lancers. Off the net, diving save back in the air. Sets one back, trying to touch it over, and Lancers in the net. Brings the game back within 1 now, 3-2 as 1 and 3. Let her in for 8 and 6, with number 1 heading back to serve. Another chance to tie here for the Thunderbirds. Received center by Gurgle. Thompson across for Radical. Into the net. And the Thunderbirds tied up now at 3. Off the net, running save by the 2. Thompson sending it across Radical again. That one will finish through the hands of 2 and 7. As the Lancers go up by 1 now, 4-3. Bartles and Kuwait are in for Larson and Gurgle, and it'll be Bartles back to serve. Good spot, sliding safe. Gonna set one back, right side, cross court, tipped high by Thompson. Schaller on the run, and off into the curtain. Once again, the game ties up at 4. 5 will enter in for 12, and it'll be 7 back to serve, trying to give him the lead. Back received by Bartles. Thompson will set one up for Quaid. Into the net. Was it touched? It was not. That'll be 4 hits on the Lancers. The Thunderbirds go up by 1, looking for more. They've had some strong runs in the past 2 sets. Going to go on 1 here. See by Radical. Set across for Quaid again. Tipped at the net, sliding save. Set back across left side. Tipped at the net again. Into the hands of Leduc. Thompson back for Radical. On the run, trying to split the defense. Tip back high, right back by Schaller. And a standstill over the net for Bartles. Schaller going to send one across for Radical. Off the net, it drops down. Not what was planned, but ends up working out. Radical enough on it to force it over. And into an open area. She ties it up at 5. Will now head back to serve, trying to give the Lancers a lead. Down the line, sent high. On the run, going to bump one back. Now just be bumped over. Big chance for Lancers here. Thompson, good touch over the net. Sent right back. And Thompson was over the net on the tip over. As Starlin enters for Schaller. Thunderbirds back with a 1-point lead, 6-5, with number 2 back to serve. Down the line off the shoulder of Starlin, out of play. An ace for the Thunderbirds, and they're up by 2. the air by Leduc, and that one going to get out of play as well. And looking like a timeout by the Lancers. It will be 8-5. Thunderbirds trying to go on a run. They're up by 3. Just 7 points away from taking the third set. Timeout, 8-5. Lancers down by 3 here in the third set after forcing the third set moments ago, 27-25. After dropping the first set, 25-17. Thunderbirds still serving strong with a 3-point lead. Right to Radical. Pump back high for Leduc. Comes to the back, receives cleanly. Back across left side, off the nets. Was it touched? They're going to say it was, as that one goes out of play. 9-5 and a 4-point lead. Sent high. Radical back across for Leduc. To the back corner. And mishandled on the run by Libero number 2. As the Lancers finally break the run after 4 straight. And bring it back within 3, 9-6. Gotta get something going here as we near the end of the third set. Good spot there. Sent back high. Set up center. Along the net. Sliding save from Quaid. Back across for Radical and over the net to the back. And they're going to say Lancers in the net. That was Quaid who dove in to get it. The Thunderbirds go right back up by 4. And number 8 now heading back to serve. Something saved by Leduc under the net. Another ace for the Thunderbirds as they are cruising here in the third set. Just 4 points away from going to 2-0. Down the line, out of play, and the Lancers are going to back within 4. We'll go back in for Quaid as he'll head back to serve. Lancers need a run of at least 2 or 3. Good spot from Gorgo, sliding save, tips one back high center to the back line, Radical there. Trying to get the back in the air. Hard angle for Bortles, going to get it over. Set back left side again, into the net. Lancers now within 3, 11-8. Kneeling save, sets one back across right side. Good touch over the net. Running save by Leduc. Bumped up for Bartles on a standstill. To the back line, that one close to the net. Tipped up quickly and blocked on the Lancers side. Thought she was going to take it right away. Lancers block jump early. And now they're going to say Thunderbirds were in the net. So Lancers going to get the point. Now they're within 2, 11-9. We're going to say her spike, her hand was over the net. So a big break for the Lancers. They were almost just about out of it. Now they're within 2, 11-9. Scoreboard is not yet updated. Received the cross. Set quickly center. Tipped over. Bortles on a dive off the net. Tipped by Thompson and out of play. As the Thunderbirds back up by 3 now, 12-9. That one goes awry off into the net. The Lancers right back within 2, 12-10. Scoreboard still yet to update. There it is. As Larson can enter in for Bortles. And it's Leduc back to serve. This is what the Lancers want. Radical and Thompson up top. Leduc back serving. Down 2, can they pull it out? Sent back to the back line. Lunding save by Leduc. Close to the net, off the net. Radical back up and over. Saving set up quickly. Center. Back in the air by Leduc. Larson up for Radical. to the back. Good spot, diving save, back up in the air, left side. And over the net again, the loop right there. Thompson a clean set for Radical. Tip to the net and save. Back across left side. To the back corner, Gurgle's there. Back up for Radical. And then touch it down the net line. Good spot back, Lancer side. Radical back up again for Thompson. Right back to Radical. Tipped in, sliding save, can't get it back in the air. Lancers bring it within 1, 11 to 12. Luke back once again, now with a chance to tie. The back line, set quickly center. Diving save by Gurgle, dropping it down in their hands. 13-11, the Thunderbirds maintain a 2-point lead. Still 2 points away. In the third set. 15 back to serve. Off the net, diving save back in the air. Thompson gonna touch it over. And Thunderbirds in the net. And the Lancers back within 1. Might have dropped down on the line anyway, hard to tell from here. As it'll be Thompson now back to serve, trying to tie it up at 13. Line drive to the floor, another ace for Thompson as he ties it up at 13. And a chance to serve now, looking for a lead. Lancers trailed this one by as many as 5. I've come all the way back and we're tied, both teams 2 points away. Thompson off the latest ace. Dug up in the back, sent high, and touched over the net. Thompson there to get it. Schaller across for Radical. And a lift by Schaller. Had an easy set for Radical, mishit it, and the Thunderbirds now 1 point away from taking the third set. Sent high by Leduc. Thompson across for Radical. Blocked to the line, and this one will keep going. Ties it up at 14 as Queen and Bartle center. With Bartles heading back to serve. Another chance to give the Lancers a big lead. Dug up in the back. This one back right side. He's going to touch it over. No one there to get it. A soft touch through the hands of Leduc. No one behind her as the Thunderbirds go right back up by 1, 15-14. And another chance to end it here for number 7. A back and forth game. Tie here in the third set. Chance to win it. Offensive loop. Quaid back up in the air and over. Saved and set across left side. Down the line. Bartles is there and that one's gone. Into the wall. And the Thunderbirds pull it out 16-14 in 3 sets. And sets up an undefeated matchup between the Lakeland Thunderbirds and the Loyal Greyhounds. Both 2-0. Winner will move on to the gold bracket. Loser might as well. It's top 4. There's only 3 pools. But winner will for sure be guaranteed a berth into the gold bracket. Lancers now 0-2 as they will take on Crandon in about 15 to 30 minutes once the game on court 3 gets done, as they try to get a win and try to get themselves into the silver bracket. A loss guarantees them that they're going into the bronze. A win gives them a chance, especially with that set win against Lakeland, that they might have a chance to sneak into the silver bracket. So we'll see what happens there if they can pull out a win against Crandon. Crandon also 0-2, so loser for sure in the bronze. As that'll start up in about 15 to 30 minutes. Lancers lose this one in 3 sets, 25-17, 27-25, and 17-15. We'll see you in 30 minutes for Lancers versus Crandon.